Good evening. It's Facebook Love number 282. I hope you're doing okay today. There are lots of things to be worried about and upset about, and there are also things to feel hopeful about. I am inspired and strengthened by the spirit of the Ukrainian people. I am not sure that I'm as strong as those people, but I've never been faced with anything that difficult. They are standing up and they are staying in their country, and I'm so happy about that. I have two poems today, one that's a little tongue-in-cheek and one that is merely beautiful and makes you think, because that's where I am. The first one is older. It's by Marianne Moore, and it's titled Poetry. I too dislike it. There are things that are important beyond all this fiddle. Reading it, however, with a perfect contempt for it, one discovers that there is in it, after all, a place for the genuine. Hands that can grasp, eyes that can dilate, hair that can rise if it must. These things are important, not because a high-sounding interpretation can be put upon them, but because they are useful. When they become so derivative as to become unintelligible, the same thing may be said for all of us, that we do not admire what we cannot understand. The bat, holding on upside down, or in quest of something to eat. Elephants pushing, a wild horse taking a roll, a tireless wolf under a tree. The immovable critic, twinkling his skin like a horse that feels a flea. The baseball fan, the statistician, case after case could be cited, did one wish it. Nor is it valid to discriminate against business documents and school books. All these phenomena are important. One must make a distinction, however, when dragged into prominence by half-poets. The result is not poetry, nor till the autocrats among us can be literalists of the imagination, above insolence and triviality, and can present for inspection imaginary gardens with real toads in them, shall we have it. In the meantime, if you demand on the one hand, in defiance of their opinion, the raw material of poetry in all its rawness, and that which is on the other hand genuine, then you are interested in poetry. Poetry by Marianne Moore. I thought when I was very small that I didn't like poetry at all, and I started writing my own kind of poetry because they just came. And as I got older, I discovered that there were many, many writers who wrote my kind of poetry. And there are lots of kinds of poetry. It's like saying you don't like songs or you don't like sports. There's something out there. Here's one that is very much my kind of poem. It's quite famous. This is by Mary Oliver, my go-to when I need comfort. This very famous one is called The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean. The one who has flung herself out of the grass. The one who is eating sugar out of my hand. Who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down. who is gazing around with her enormous and complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I've been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last, and too soon? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. That is one of my favorites, one of my many favorites. I think it's important to think about the definition of words and things, and that's part of why I like poems, because it gets things into a smaller space. The people in Ukraine know exactly what they're doing with their wild and precious lives. This is Facebook Love. I'll see you again.